you. I'm Che.
I'm Gabs.
And this is our podcast where we share about our knitting, crafting, sisterly shenanigans, and all the things that we love to do that are art and craft related. So you can find us on Instagram at slip.slip.sis and then on Ravelry as just slip.slip.sis. We like to keep it a little interesting there, but we'll have everything linked below in case one of us misspeaks, which is very likely to happen. So this week we're going to start off with our finished objects, and Gabs is going to go first.
Yes, so it is Saturday, July 3rd. We are recording in my craft room today. We've got my in-laws here as well as my parents here, so it's a little bit hectic. So we're here in the craft room. We had to clear all the baby stuff off of the table behind us.
Typically diaper changing.
Because, toddler. All right, so for finished objects, should we do our wood woes first? Because we both have them.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
So, shall we stand?
Yes.
Okay. These are our wood woes sweaters. This is a test knit that we're doing for Tristan. Dragon Horde yarn. It's a sport weight, very simple, very cool double cuff. And I love it. I think it's perfect for fall, but you might see this on our Ravelry page. I was making this sweater, and
I made Chaley's. So what happened was, I used Karen Simply Soft. I think we showed it on our previous podcast. I used Karen Simply Soft, and so the gauge was a bunch thicker than I'm used to working with, and it turns out I don't look that good in heavier sport weight sweaters. So it was kind of bulkier, and I ended up trying it on a couple people. I tried it on my mom, we tried it on me, and it just didn't end up looking very good. So then Chaley tried it on, and it looks fabulous on her. So it was I knitted as a size 1, and I knit to the appropriate length as called for in the pattern. So you can kind of see that, and I used, I think, US 4s, Gu needles. That's kind of like our fave. And this is Chaley's. It's in a red. I don't think the camera's picking it up super great.
Yeah. It's from Knit Picks. It's their Brava Sport in the current colorway. I did a size 2. However, I feel like I need to confess this, and hopefully Tristan won't get mad at me. It was really my fault. I multiplied wrong when getting my gauge. I think it was like 4/16. Or something. Like, I did something really wrong where I had 4/16. I think it's supposed to be 4/20.
Yes.
But I was like, 4 times 4 is 16.
So she jumbled the 4 times 5 equals 20, and she did the entire thing. And she never actually realized she had messed up the gauge, literally the whole sweater, until we were swatching for Witchling, which is the next test, and it happens to be on the same gauge. And she's like, I got gauge. She texted me, and I was like, no, you didn't. That's not right. And she's like,
I was not going to unknit it, but I thought it actually turned out quite lovely, but it's a kind of a lighter thing, and I tend to have what I lovingly call Hulk shoulders. So my sister has a very petite, delicate shoulder frame, so it looks much nicer on her. So we swapped. This is the beauty of having a sister, I think, because sometimes a lot of stuff looks better on you.
Yeah, because we're roughly the same. So we're usually within one size of each other. So knit's pretty forgiving, right? You can block that out. So
blocking will fix it.
That's kind of our motto. When we quilting will fix it. It never does. So we just swapped it, and it ended up much better. So we're pretty excited for it. We also recognize that it is July, and we're wearing knit sweaters. I've got the air conditioning cranked to 1,000.
I'm wearing very short shorts right now.
We've got a dress going on.
We're just going to pretend that we meant to knit each other sweaters for National Sisters Day, which is August 1st. So it was actually intentional. It's just we didn't know that ourselves.
Yeah.
So there you go. What else you got?
All right. So Chaley's first design is coming out shortly in a week. She hasn't decided when. Because,
I'm on it. And chatter, I'll explain why I feel like it's stressful all the times.
Okay, so these are her Twisted Sister socks. I think I had one done when we last podcast. I don't know why these socks took me so long. They took me considerably longer than they should have. And I had, as my sister calls, a babopsy. So I had an issue. I ran out of yarn. And
who is surprised? Raise your hand.
Whatever. So here's, like, this time I legitimately thought I had enough yarn. So what happened is I've got these, they're on a project, I'll look for them, but I got these really cute cake cozies, yarn cozies from Cookie and Bees. So I put them on the ball of yarn to keep it from getting kind of messy and squirrely. And then I weighed my yarn with the cozy on it. And I was like, sweet, totally enough
60
yarn.
grams.
Yeah, but the cozy obviously weighs considerable amount because it's really nice. It's well made. It's got elastic. It's double lined. I think it might even have interfacing. So it obviously took up considerable amount. So my second sock,
I'll hold this one.
You can see I had to like fade in purple, like a solid purple. So I faded that buddy in. It's okay. It's on the foot. I'm still, the test turned out fine, but you can see that it did not go as.
I would like the record to show that the pattern does tell you how much yarn you should have.
But don't weigh it with your cake cozy on it, because that's not going to work.
I think what we're learning in this podcast is the Koizumi girls are not that great with math.
No, we're both performing arts majors. My day job, I'm a drama teacher. My degree's in theater arts.
I was a dance major, so I count to 8.
That's it.
Hence the 16. That's what happened.
Yeah, but 20 is also a multiple of 4.
Don't talk to me about it. Don't talk to me about it.
Okay.
No, not important.
All right. My next, I don't have that many finished objects. I truly don't know what happened to me this month. I think it was just slow. It was the end of school, right? June, I stopped teaching.
You did do this beautiful sweater.
I did do this.
Like,
I've done.
That's impressive.
I don't know what happened. It's summer, so I'm watching my daughter more. So we're gonna blame it on the toddler. Yeah, that's where we're gonna go.
Nice. That's mature.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good parenting.
Awesome.
Pro tip of the day.
Blame it on the toddler.
This is our next one of our designs that's coming up. Of course, I have not woven in the end. This is our drought tolerant cowl. This is one was an actual like true collaboration. Shaylee and I designed the chart together. So it's got. Can you hold the end?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. So it's got 5 different cacti on our succulents. They all have really sophisticated names. This buddy right here is called the OG, like the original gangster. Like it's the original cactus we designed. This one is
Lumpy Snowman?
No, this is Roundy.
Oh, Roundy.
This is Roundy. This one actually uses saguaro, like the actual cactus. This is the Christmas tree, and this is
the Lumpy Snowman.
When I was describing them, because I usually Shaylee sketches it, and Shaylee will sketch the
actually
chart.
just draw we should take a picture of it. It's out somewhere.
So Shaylee will sketch the chart, and then I turn it into an actual chart. So then when I was talking to her about the changes I had to make to get the stitch count right and the height and all of that, she's
like, Lumpy Snow, we can't put Lumpy Snowman next to this one because of this.
Yeah, because of the floats and that kind of thing. So then Shaylee's suggestion, because it wasn't tall enough, right? Like this would have been too short for a cowl. So Shaylee's suggestion was just keep knitting up and then have our little detail up here.
Yes, but if folks like when we get around to releasing this, if you wanted to do like shelves of cacti, also an option, I would say.
Yes, this is knit out of the Faded Rose sock set from Hypnotic Yarn. I did not use the entire sock set of anything. I actually think you probably get away with half. And definitely, at least for these little purple flowers, it could just be scraps. Like you don't need, I don't know, I think I used like 2 grams maybe, and it's probably the floats, not the actual stitches that are taking it up. So we're hoping this design will come out maybe in August for test knits, but we know everyone's obsessed with socks for summer sock camp, and you're knitting your Rhinebeck sweaters. So this is kind of on hold. California, we both live in California. We are experiencing one of the worst droughts that California's seen, which unfortunately throughout our teenage years, they kept telling us that, but this year it's actually pretty rough. We're both underwater rations already, and it's only June. Fires are burning already, so it's drought.
We have a lot of succulents or cacti as our plants, and I'm not a good plant mom, so mine tend to kick the bucket quite early. I have so far have 2 succulents that are surviving.
Excellent.
Which I think is pretty exciting for me because I've got like a graveyard of pots from past on to succulents.
Yeah, so our yard is all hardscape. We don't have a lawn or anything like that because global warming. All right, those are my only finished objects.
Oh,
Shaylee, what do you have?
I got organized kind of, and I have a basket from my grandmother that we call Bubby. So these were what I was working on the last time we did an episode. These were my March Yarnable socks. Yarnable is a subscription from Cheryl of Hypnotic Yarn. It's monthly. You can choose between sock weight or DK, 1 or 2 skeins. We get the sock weight and do splitsies. So yeah, I finished hers a while ago because she has her sock knitting machine. I am au naturel by hand. Just saying. Also,
my sock knitting machine is also expensive.
Yeah, I have no money.
And we have 2 income, me and my husband, so we both work. Yeah, so that's how we were able to swing that.
Yeah.
I'm also 5 years older, so
she's had more time to save up her yarn money.
I'm deeper into my career than my sister is.
Yeah. So this is, did I say what it's called? Nope. March, Celtic Fairy, and then the contrast heels, toes, and cuffs are from at Haynes House Yarn in their Storm colorway, and this is Storm as in like X-Men Storm. Very critical detail there.
Halle Berry. Halle Berry was Storm. Don't look at me like I'm crazy.
I was thinking about the new one with like James McAvoy.
Who?
Never mind. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
These are my socks. Yeah, isn't this like neon super fun? I'm kind of excited about it. Okay. And then we have, I'm gonna do these, I think.
Oh yeah, they were
okay,
popular.
So these are my April, right?
Yeah.
April Yarnable socks. Again, we do the Yarnable splitsies, and then it's called Storm Watch. And then for the contrast, can you hold this one?
Yeah.
Heels, toes, and cuffs, I used part of the Advent I got this year from Earl Grey Fiber Company. She did a Knitflix and Chill, and so it's based on like popular Netflix shows. So this was from Parks and Rec. It was called Fairway Frank, which is like the possum that like lived on the fairway. So I thought that was funny, but it came out really cool. And when we posted these, like, I think people were big fans of how these came out. It's kind of like hypnosis-y, which makes sense because she's hypnotic yarn. It just
makes me think of the Cheshire Cat.
Ah, yes.
But someone, I think it was Megan of Penny Moons and the Fibromancer podcast, that it looked like
very Tim Burton.
Jack from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Skellington. Someone will tell us. But yes, I thought these came out really cool, and it was really exciting. You know, like I feel like the contrast always like makes it fun.
Yeah.
You're like, ooh, it's a treat. So these are my April Yarnable socks, and then another design yet to be released yet,
which I think I'm posting the test probably sometime next week.
Stay tuned. Follow us. Slip.slip.sis. On Instagram. On Insta. These are the A Little Bit of This socks that Gabs was the lead designer on. However, her husband, Daniel, the slip husband, is a key collaborator on these. And
he came up with the chart, and I ghost wrote the pattern for him.
So, but we're just not going to give him any of the proceeds from that because it's fine.
He has his own yarn stash of things that he wants me to make him.
So yeah, he's a highly requester. Plus, he's just so lovely, and we're just not going to tell him. But I did this on the silk colorway from Yarn Cafe Creations, and there's like gold stellina in it. I'm like, this is my favorite color of all time. Like this blush with gold, really rose gold is my favorite thing. I'm still on that hype. Like I haven't left it, and so I have socks from this colorway. I have a Muscle Burrow beanie in this colorway, and I have a Spellman sweater in this colorway. Yeah. So it's like a whole fit. So when the one day it's cold enough in Southern California in December, catch me in my socks and sweater and hat, just like a little snow bunny in the sun.
Yep.
So these socks are done, and those are my FOs. Shall we whip it up?
Yes. Do you want to go first? Because I went first last
Let's alternate. What do you think about that? Or maybe we can do the things that we're doing simultaneously.
Okay.
Let's start with Witchling.
Okay.
There's an array of project bags beneath us, and I can't remember. Because some of them we have the same bag, So I'm like, I don't know whose bag is whose.
Oh, shall we talk about our bags first?
Okay.
You go first.
My bag is from...
Polar Bear?
No, what month? March? April?
April.
From Polar Bear Yarn. She does a great kind of like sock bundle where you get like a sock set with other goodies. This bag was one of them. We also got like a cute little polar bear thing. I think there were stitch markers.
Tea, a button.
It was very cute. Very cute. So I have my witchling for Tristan of Dragon Horde designs, the test knit, in this bag.
My bag I made, it's our Spam Musubi bag. It's the fabric I got from Spoonflower. Chaley and I were half Japanese, half Portuguese. Our paternal family is from Hawaii, so Spam Musubi is a staple of our diet. Yeah, we know there's Spam has a lot of, yeah, we understand. But
I run at 5 o'clock in the morning every day, so that's why I can have my Spam.
I just like it.
Okay, cool. Good
All
talk,
right.
Good talk.
So I made 3 of these bags, one for Chaley and one for our dad as well.
You might recall in our last episode, we were doing these tests, this Woodwose test for Tristan, and we're doing this one together again. And my sister was significantly farther along than me in the sweater. And well, guess where we're at today?
So you can talk about yours first.
So I'm on the collar of the sweater. It's going really well so far. I love it. I'm making a size 2 again, and my yarn is from Inspire a Mind. She's a yarn dyer out of Santa Barbara, and then I found her on Instagram. I think she's also part-time in Europe.
Yeah, I think
Very cool.
I think it was a Scandinavian country.
Yes. Yeah, but still very cool. The Santa Barbara works really well for me because I'm in Ventura County, which is the next county over, so it ships in like a day. So this is what I'm doing for my main color. It's her Penelope Sport weight, and then this is Penelope. This is going to be the contrast color for the color work, which you can now view on my sister's sweater.
So mine is considerably farther along, which is probably why I don't have that many finished objects. The main color is Miracly from Destination Yarn. It's her it's the colorway that she dyed when the Cleveland Cavs were playing the Golden State Warriors again for the NBA championships. I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, we're from Oakland. We know. Well, we don't know. We don't know.
But we don't know.
We know nothing. So it's pretty fabulous. It makes me think of David Bowie, right? Like that iconic slash on his face. So that's where I am. And then here's the color work down here. My moons just happened last night. It's a pretty electric, which is my favorite word for describing bright things. Because sometimes people say, oh, that's bright, and it's like a negative connotation, but electric.
Sometimes you tell me it's hot.
Oh yeah, I say so. It's hot. So it's an electric blue that I got from Stitches West 2018.
Good progress. Nice.
From a one-of-a-kind bin that I can't remember. I think it's Bay Street Yarns, which is no longer dying. I'm pretty sure it's Bay Street Yarns. So my plan is also to steek the cardigan, or to steek the sweater. You can kind of see my steek stitches are popping here right through it, just because it's a little bit, it's a little bright. It's
the electricity is coursing through the sweater. A lot.
So, and I've got this really cute red dress coming in the mail that's been on pre-order for 4 months. So I'm thinking that this would be great over my red dress. I also realized I wear more cardigans than I wear sweaters, so I'm kind of getting into this steeking kick that we'll talk about later. But it's coming along really great. I was worried that the moons weren't going to show up, but they totally do. Chaley was really concerned for me, so.
Sometimes she just plays it fast and loose with her knitting in general.
Always.
So it gives me a little bit of anxiety.
I live dangerously.
Obviously.
So this...
Sorry to interrupt our normal programming. Didn't you finish a sweater for Lottie?
No, it's not done.
Never mind
It's
then.
in one of the whips.
Oh, never mind then.
Jumping ahead.
It's
So
alright.
this test knit is due at the end of August. I think it's probably going to come out sometime in July.
It's due the end of July.
Oh, shoot, yeah,
It will come out in August.
Summer, y'all. I don't work in the summertime. I'm like, what's time?
Got
What's
summer
the day
brain.
of the
Some of us
week?
still have our 8 to 5 jobs in the summer.
Yeah, teaching is hard, but you do get summers off.
Yep.
And by off, I mean I lesson plan every day and worry about going back in person. But it's a vacation.
Okay. Next thing that we're doing together.
Yeah, I'm all tangled, so maybe you should go.
I'll go first. So, the extraordinary, fantastic Kristen of Dragon Horde Yarn, who we cannot say enough how much we adore and love. We're doing another test for her, and this test just recently came out, and Tristan and Christy, Christy is her mom, of Yarn Cafe Creations, they're doing a cowl that I think started yesterday, 2 days ago.
I think it was July 1st.
It's their No Sleep Till Rhinebeck cowl, so definitely go check that out and jump in. You don't think you have to be going to Rhinebeck
No.
to participate. We're
You're
not.
making a sweater.
Yeah.
And it can be any sweater that you plan on wearing to Rhinebeck if you're going, or that you would wear to Rhinebeck if you can't go, like us.
And then Rhinebeck, I think all their classes are online. So if you aren't able to go, but you still kind of want to participate, I think you can take some of their online classes.
I really want to take a brioche class.
Oh, I'll let you do that and then tell me if
yeah,
it's hard.
no. Okay.
That sounds about right. So, this is the start of
She's
my...
very far along. It's ridiculous.
Look it. Busy doing other things. So this is my start of my Sanderson sweater, and it's a DK held with mohair. And again, blush. Cannot get enough blush. I'm realizing it kind of looks like my skin in the video, but I promise it's not the same color as my
It is
skin.
different. There is.
And there's a little bit of yellow in it, which I think is so cute. You can kind of see it more on this.
Oh, you're blowing out.
Uh-oh. There we go. There it is. Isn't that so cute? And this is also from Inspire, a Mind in Santa Barbara. And then the mohair that I'm using is a Loft from Knit Picks in the white. And Chowgu needles, again, knitting a size 2. And I think I got the gauge that we're supposed to have with it. You could go.
What about your Rugrats bag I made you?
Oh.
Rude.
Sorry. And this is all situated in my Rugrats project bag made for me by the illustrious Gabrielle Koizumi of Slip Slip Sis. She made these for me for my birthday, right?
Yeah, I totally trolled her too.
She always... That can be on the list of the pranking. This morning we were making a list of all the times she has pranked me because she's like, I never prank you. Liar. So she likes to I really like to shop, which I think we established already. So whenever I see things, I just buy them, which doesn't work when folks are trying to purchase gifts for me and they want it to be a surprise. So usually my sister fakes me out, and I think we are gonna ask someone to make them for us. And then my sister was like, yeah, they're working on it. And I was like, but where's my Rugrats bag? And then this girl shows up with 3 different sizes for me. Do I think I have? No, I don't have. I finished those socks. So there's the big sweater size, kind of a medium, maybe more for a cowl, and then a sock size bag that I got for my birthday, which was 2 weeks ago. Check out my birthday vlog. It was only 5 minutes because I was so excited for my birthday. I forgot to vlog probably 90% of the time.
Excellent.
My Rugrats bag.
All right, so I'm actually less far along. Oopsies. I'm actually less far along than Shaylee on my Sanderson sweater for the first time. What? I have 2 swatches.
Woo!
That's where I've gotten to. I actually swatched and blocked the swatch. What? I know, I'm being a grown-up. It's because there's a stitch pattern in Sanderson. So this was my first one. I'm using a fingering weight held double with a lace weight yarn. So the fingering weight is Molly Klein Design. I think she's Sweet Tea Yarns on Etsy. It is what's it called? Dancing in the Moonlight. And then my lace weight is Manos de Uruguay. It is what is it?
Good preparation.
Oh, in my head, I can't do the translation right now. It's old gold. It's old gold is the colorway. I believe. Viejo. Oro Viejo. Took high school Spanish. That's as far as I got.
I studied abroad in Madrid.
She spent like a year in Madrid, and
I got it.
So I swatched with a US 4, and I did not get gauge. I got gauge with US 8s, which is actually what's called for in the pattern, and I never get gauge with the recommended needles, but I did this time, and that is as far as I've gotten. See, these are my needles for my bag.
Winning.
My swatches, though, I am using for an entry into the Bay Area Fiber Festival. Anyone can participate. Bay Area is a reference to the San Francisco Bay Area, but anyone can participate. It's on Instagram. And you can win a bunch of prizes, and one of them was one of the entries. It's a prompt. There's about I'd say 20, 25 prompts.
Yeah.
And you post something that you've knit or created that matches the prompt, and one of them is a swatch.
It's more of a challenge.
I guess so.
Challenge.
I think they call them challenges. It runs from now until I believe the end of September. I think it's September 23rd. So you can enter. They draw prizes every week. So check them out. This is in my polar bear yarn bag. It's a really good size bag. It's super solid. I've got all my skeins in here. I've got everything for the pattern is in here
with extra room for
oh yeah,
goldfish.
there's extra. No, I have a snack in here too, dude.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I've got snacks. I've got scissors. I've got a full pair of scissors in here, not the tiny snips
not
that
the
you
snips.
put. No, the Costco
Scotch.
Yeah,
Isn't that
yep.
the brand? Yeah, I think we all have those.
Yep, that's how you do.
I go.
Your turn.
Now we don't match up, right? Oh, we're supposed to be matched up on this, and I'm pretty sure you haven't started. It's fine.
That would be those cakes over there.
Awesome. So this is in my Fates Thread David's Sweaters project bag. I love Schitt's Creek. You might see on our Instagram stories that I got the Shitty, SCHITTY.
Oh yeah, Instagram blurbed her out.
I know. I was I'm sorry. That's what it's called. The Shitty Christmas in July Advent that Tristan of Dragon Horde Yarn does. My parents got that for me for my birthday. So I've been opening those up. So big fan of Schitt's Creek. But in here, I have the start of our, not only will we have matching sweaters in August in California for our National Sisters Day, but we did a share pair, which is by Amanda of Mandy's Makings. And how that works is that you get 2 sets of 250-gram skeins. One person gets them, the other person gets them, and then we're following the Crazy Sock Lady tutorial where she does how she stripes up her socks. And so I forgot the names, but luckily I have this here. So this is Stomping Grapes, which is the purple, and then Cheers, which is more of the electric blue.
Good use of the word electric.
Yes, so I have these going along. I did a 2x2 ribbing, 20 rows of ribbing for the sock, and I'm currently winning my sister because she has not even started.
No, not even.
And then, I don't know if I've shown my socks. No, this is my first sock whip, but I put these markers here, which is also a technique I learned from Kay, the Crazy Sock Lady, to mark off every 10 rows, so it's easier for me to count how many I've done.
I live dangerously and just hold them up next to each other. I'm like, yep, looks close. I'm also, if you don't know me personally, I'm also half blind. I got hurt playing soccer, so I'm blind in this eye. So it's a very risky choice for me to eyeball it,
great.
Right? Because I
just one.
Yep, I got
one
one
eyeball.
good eye, but I still eyeball it every time. And I'm like, it's fine. All right. Oh, I should do a sock whip as well. This is in my Unusual Surroundings bag. It is this cute little bumblebee situation. So I have a sock. Oh, those are cute. Thank you. I have a sock knitting machine. I named her Geraldine, right? Geraldine, the sock knitting machine. All right.
Look at all those needles.
I know. So I crank a tube, or my husband helps me crank a tube, and then I pop the heels, toes, and cuffs on. So I have 2. I'm like a tangled disaster right now because I had to shove it in the bag. So I have. Watch out! Watch out!
Gonna poke out my eye.
It's dangerous. Don't wear glasses, dude. Protection. I wasn't wearing glasses when I got hurt. So I have almost 2 pairs of socks, right? I've got the little heels in. The pink is the May Yarnable, called something I can't remember.
Something Blossom?
Maybe.
Cherry Blossom?
And then the bluish purplish is Stitch from like Lilo and Stitch. My husband bought me the Lilo and Stitch mini skein set from Molly Klein design for Valentine's Day. And it totally looks like Stitch. When I say Stitch, you're like, ah, yes, Stitch. We are big Lilo and Stitch fans. I loved it when it came out, and then as we get older, I love that the older sister Nani looks like me. She doesn't look like a waif-thin Disney princess. She's a surfer. She's strong.
She yells at her sister like
because little sisters are rough.
Yeah,
am I right?
That's fair because it's Lilo and she has an alien for a dog.
Yeah, and
it's like, how cool is that? I was also like Stitch for like Halloween. Like I have a hat. I have claws. Like,
yeah, we're big Lilo and Stitch fans.
Yeah.
So
it's also Hawaii, and that's where our dad's family is. So it's like you feel like the connection there. My turn?
Yep.
Oh, speaking of, apparently you can tell by my bags. I really like shows and cartoons. This is my Anastasia bag that I love so hard. It says stress. It's a killer. It is. It's also by Faith Threads. Look at this cute thingy. It's a little bat.
I think it's called a zipper pull.
Also a thingy. That's a bat. Amazing. I can't. If you haven't watched Anastasia, I think it's now available on some streaming service.
Yeah, it's also a Broadway musical.
Oh yeah.
She's just making sound effects now.
Forgot what was in here, to be honest with you.
Real
I haven't worked on it in a while. But I was like,
what is that?
in a deep place of like sweater land where I was like, I don't want to do it anymore. The sleeves are so long and can't. So I cast on a bunch of socks because I was like, everyone's doing sock camp and just doing sleeves.
Y'all, I haven't finished a single sock for sock camp and it's July because crank socks don't count.
So these are my Diamondback socks, which is a pattern by the Crazy Sock Lady. I've only done one pattern repeat. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Isn't it? And it's, the colorway is from Earl Grey Fiber Company. It's Tea Rose in the Garden.
Shockingly, it's pink.
I don't know why you have to say things like that to me, Gabrielle.
Because if your big sister doesn't keep you in check, who will?
Whatever. But I just chugging along on these since I forgot that I had them. Do you have more?
I do. I have 2 more.
You go. I only have one more, I think.
Okay. So, I think we talked about this one before. This is the bag. I've been on a making bags kick. I really like drawstring because I get my yarn stuck in the teeth of the zipper. If I use the zipper pull ones. So it's not been working for me. So I decided this summer that I was going to learn how to steek. Now, cutting your knitting sounds terrifying, but it was actually super fun to do. So I did a modification of Tin Can Knits, a flax sweater. I knit a sweater for my daughter. She is 18 months, and I steeked it. You hold for me.
Oh.
So, if you check out our Instagram, there's some Instagram stories. I think I saved it as a highlight of me steeking it. It's obviously, clearly the ends aren't woven in, but I'm also not done yet, so that's okay. I didn't put the button band on this side because I haven't picked buttons yet, so I wasn't sure what size pull.
We should go shopping.
Oh, okay. So I cut this buddy open. I truly cannot tell you how to say the name of the yarn or the colorway, because my best friend, who has been my best friend longer than my sister has been alive, so my best friend, we've been friends since we were 3 years old. She lives down the street from me. She knows I adore knitting and yarn. She went to Sweden. Her grandmother's Swedish. She went to Sweden a couple summers ago and bought me back this super cute, hot rainbow yarn. And the label's all in Swedish. My friend Hannah doesn't speak Swedish. So I guess I could ask her Mormor. But Mormor is grandmother. So I could ask Mormor, but I can't tell you what it is. But it's wool. It's really cute. My daughter Lottie's very excited about it. I have to put the other button band on, but it's summer and that kind of thing. So I taught myself how to steek because, like you saw earlier, I'm planning on steeking witchling.
Nice.
That's the sweater you were asking if I had finished. But
yeah, because I thought you had finished.
I had no buttons.
Shopping. Okay, this is a bag made for me by the magnificent Gabrielle Koizumi.
I was prototyping, so I gave it to her.
I cannot remember the fabric line. It might be the same one as the Avalon.
It's not Avalon.
Is it Strawberry Fields Revisited?
I don't know. This is the Bella Solid. The red is the Bella Solid.
Fig Tree and Company, right? And Company?
Yes.
And fabric. Got my light bulb stitch markers in there. Okay, so here's the thing. We all know Taylor likes to shop for yarn, but I'm also in graduate school, so the budget always isn't conducive to my spending habits. So I decided I would try and look at, I think it's Joanne, like just Joanne, but I call it Joanne's. And I think a lot of people call it Joanne's, like they call it Michael's. If you were one of us who's like, I'm going to Joanne's, comment, because you're with us, because we call it Joanne's. I got this from Joanne's, and it's like actually coming out really cool.
Yeah.
And this was also when I was in a dark depth of Sleeve Island, and I was like, I just wanted a sock. Even though sleeves are kind of like socks, it didn't feel the same.
Yeah.
So this is like another pair of socks that I'm just making for myself. But it's coming out really cool.
I like it.
It's like fading in, and I really like it. It's a really sturdy yarn, I think, but it's not too thick, which I really like. And then I have this cool,
You're blowing out a little bit.
Nope. Can't make it good. It's Wonder Woman. You can kind of tell it's Wonder Woman. There you go. My Wonder Woman stitch marker, which I got from the Altered Stitch in LA. And the yarn is like Lion Brand Mani Pedi, which is new to me. The colorway is called Mittens. It's 50 grams, and it's like superwash and 75/25 superwash and like a nylon. So budget friendly, my friends. Like,
especially
I'm
if you do the coupons for all you teachers out there or education professionals. I think healthcare workers and first responders and military personnel, 15% off discount. Yeah. Also students, if you're still a student.
And then I'm planning on doing an afterthought heel with this, and I am a row 1 Carnival of Color subscriber, so I'm going to use one of my things from there. This is from 29 Bridges. The colorway is Urban. So I'm going to, it's kind of blending in with your back wall here. Yes. I think it's cute.
I do too.
So I'll do I think just the heels and the toes, because there's only 10 grams.
Well, you already did the cuff, so that ship has sailed.
Thank you for that, Gams. Yes, just the heels and the toes then, in my contrast. So very excited to cut those in.
You done with your whips?
Yeah.
I have one last whip, and it's not even really a whip. It's because Geraldine
whipped it up for you.
So this is the June, which I think is called something like Wildflowers?
Yeah.
Wildflowers. This is the June Yarnable colorway. You can see that it had this cool, fun striping situation. I had to crank this too because I needed to send the other half of the tube to my sister when my parents went down for her birthday. And it's got this super cute, I did a story poll to see what color, and people voted on green. My toddler got a hold of my skein, so it's a little squirrely. So this is how it's going together. I have obviously not started it, but I crank the tubes ahead of time and then just give Chaley the rest of the skein.
I have bigger feet too, so it's really only fair.
Yes, so I just crank what I need, and then I clip it, and then I reskein it up and give it to my sister, because that way I don't have to make her balls for her.
Yeah.
Because I'm lazy.
Yeah. I like it though. It photographs sometimes nicer in the skein. So, cool acquisitions.
Oh gosh. I'm going to sit here forever while she talks about
You got something.
Oh, mine are over there. Okay. So, I got this. It's...
I love it. Can I have it? Oh, it's pink for me.
I got this from Polar Bear Yarn a while ago. She has a cute little cat, which I happen to be allergic to, which is why this skein looks so haphazard, because I washed it. I think we've said this before. It is not her that does the messy skeins. It is me who can't reskein properly. I don't know how you indie dyers get them back looking all cute like. But, so I washed it. This is called Princess Misfit. She was having a sale and it was on deep discount. I don't know why, because it's gorgeous. I would have bought more if I could have. She usually does a sale once a month, so follow her on Instagram for sure. It's great. I think my sister may steal it. I don't know.
You don't need it.
It's beauteous. So we got that. I believe Polar Bear Yarn does all natural dyed yarn. I lost the ball band because I was washing it, right? And I probably let my daughter play with it. So if I find it, I'll tell Taylor when she edits it. The other thing that I got is we went to our local yarn, or I went to our local yarn store last weekend. I got actually 4 skeins of this, but I have 1. This is Juniper Moon Farm in their Stargazer base, and it's called Terracotta. It is made in Bolivia.
Ooh.
And it is 70% llama, 30% silk. So I've not tried a base like this. I'm very excited. I really, really, really wanted the mustard because everyone looks so cute in their mustard sweaters, but then I put it up to my face and my husband's like, no.
You look like mustard.
And I was like, but he's like, no. I was like, but he don't know.
He would probably look good in the mustard.
Yeah, so I think you need to have either fairer skin than I do, or darker skin than I do, because everyone's looking so beautiful in the mustards. I think it's maybe because I have a mustard undertone to my skin, because we're Asian.
We're mustard.
Yeah, so
I still wear mustard, just look like it. You can be ketchup in your sweater.
I got this terracotta colorway, which I'm super excited for. I have no plans to knit what I'm knitting with it. No plans at all. But
shout out to Tristan if you have another sweater design.
Yep, I specifically bought it says it's fine, but it actually looks pretty. It looks like a DK weight, to be honest. I'm gonna call it DK and hope and cross my fingers that I get gauge. These are my only 2 acquisitions because some of us are spenders, some of us are savers.
That's why she gets to be like the executor of wills and stuff. And the
yeah.
Family. Okay, so it may seem that today I'm a little bit light, and that is because I got like 5 shipping notifications yesterday as I was driving up here from Southern California, and I was like, do I wait? What do I do? So I have a lot of yarn that is actually sitting in my mailbox right now. But the first is my Row 1 subscription. I think this was the one that I got at the beginning of June. The dyer for this was Pancake and Lulu. What this subscription is that you get 10 gram minis from a different dyer every month, and then they just send it to you, and I think it's perfect if you want to do scrappy projects like I do, or I do the afterthought heel. So these are perfect cut in, and I love to have yarn, so this is like a taste of different dyers. And then what's great is that they put, you can kind of, they put who it was and then what the colorway was. So you can go to the website if you really like something, and they may have like a full skein that you can buy it. And so if like you just dump them into like your mini basket, now when you pick them out, you know exactly what it was. So I think that's super helpful. And you also get like a little stitch marker charm every month and like a little candy treat. So I love this subscription. It's one of my faves. Oh, okay. So Breaking Yarn, I subscribed to her newsletter, and she did kind of like I think she was testing out some colors. And so these were just the skeins that came out of it. So I got one of her one-of-a-kind colorways because, oh my gosh, it's pink. Like, who's surprised? Shocker. So I got this one, and I'm super excited to knit up some socks for it. I think she's doing a knit-along too.
Yes.
So anything you knit with one of her patterns or her yarn, you can enter into the knit-along. So you can follow her on Instagram or check her out, join her Ravelry group if you use Ravelry, and you can enter. I think I'm going to make some socks with this while I'm in Sweaterland, as well as like a nice like palette cleanser, if you will. And then Hypnotic Yarn, who we also love, for June, kind of for Pride Month, she did another Stomp Out bullying
for the Trevor project.
For the Trevor, I believe it was the Trevor project, where she does kind of a mystery box.
Oh, because it was June, right?
Yeah, for Pride Month. Mm-hmm. And so some of the proceeds go to the nonprofit, the Trevor project of her choice. And so this was the mystery skein colorway, which is called Grainbow, like gray rainbow, which I think is so fabulous.
That's
I love
pretty.
it. It kind of reminds me of funfetti cake batter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So super excited to use this. And then you got in this thing some of the goodies. Some of them were leftovers from like Yarnable boxes or other goodies that she had. So I got a tape measure that says never not knitting. Holla. Same. And then it's this cute kind of stitch marker thing that tells you how to do like make one left, make one right in case you forget. Me all the time, always looking at the directions, being like, which way do I put the thing on the thing? It's really embarrassing. So now I have this. So this was fantastic. And the funny story was that like I sent it to my sister and I was like, look at this cool thing that she's doing. No, you sent it to me being like, look at this great thing that she's doing. Should we get it? And I was like, yeah, I bought that like 5 minutes ago already. So we're gonna split, but I like it a lot. So probably won't split with my sister.
She'll probably just give me the extras after she's finished. She's
just
done.
keep it. And then in addition to my Row 1 subscription, my Yarnable subscription, I am also an Inner Circle member with Hypnotic Yarn. And for this subscription, depending on the tier, it's like a Patreon membership. The tier you get different things. So it's like a discount code, access to her patterns, a video of her dyeing the yarn that you get if you're at that level every month, and then kind of early access to any of her shop updates. This was June? No, May, because it ships at the end of May. This was called The Green Room.
This is the bathroom one, right?
They call it bath houses. Gaps.
Oh.
Bath houses. So I think it's kind of cool. It reminds me of like Christmas, kind of so I think I might make some Christmas socks from this. But love it. My June one has shipped, so I'm hoping I'll arrive home
what
to
was
all this
that
yarn.
thingy?
It's butterflies.
Ooh.
I can't remember the name of the butterfly, but it was like kind of a bluish, I think. So I'm excited to see.
I know
what
you were
that
picking
looks
between
like.
Monarch and a painted lady, maybe?
One of them was like a black and white butterfly with a little bit of red. I think it was called like the 8 butterfly because it has a design on its wing that looks like an 8.
Oh.
But my fellow Patreon members didn't vote for that one, so we got the blue one, which everything she does is beautiful, so it's fine. If only I knew them so I could like rally the group to be like, let's vote for this one. But I think I voted on the one that everyone liked for this next month. So you get to vote the month before for the coming month, and it ships at the end of the month, so it's really exciting. I think this one was kind of like wedding garments.
Oh yeah.
Because people from different cultures don't always wear white, so there's many beautiful traditions in other cultures. So I'm really excited. All of them are good, so I'm really excited to see what happens in that one. Oh, so like nitpicks. Brilliant. They sent me like an email because it was my birthday month, and it was like, if you buy something, you get this cool pin. And I'm like, oh, I'm in. So I bought myself.
I got the same email for my birthday month too in April. I just didn't buy it.
Okay, well, if you want to test out marketing, test it on Chaylee.
Truly.
I'm a spender. So because I obviously don't have enough mini skeins.
Yeah.
I bought another mini skein set. It's the Stroll mini pack, and it's called Springfields. You get a pearlescent tonal, eucalyptus, Coldstream, Mountain Pass, and Evergreen tone. I'm totally reading the back. Like, I don't have this memorized at all. They're 92 yards, 20 grams each, 75% superwash, and 25% nylon. And this was the birthday.
Oh, we've blown out.
Pin. That's kind of good. It's a unicorn
Knitting a rainbow.
Come on. I needed it. Because I have, like, this is my knitting bag. Which
is totally a diaper bag.
Thank you for that.
Uh-huh.
Girl. But it's so handy because it's also a backpack. And so it has all my pins. So this was perfect. And then another pin that I got was from Neighborhood Fiber Company in a collaboration, but I can't remember who the collaboration was.
I think it's with Nerdbird Bakery.
Yes, Nerdbird Bakery. They did, after Vice President Harris visited...
Oh, shoots.
She visited a yarn store, I think.
In Baltimore?
In Baltimore. And so they kind of made a pin based on that experience and that visit and her support of the fiber community. So this is my Vice President Harris crocheting.
It's also in response to some news coverage of it.
So
Kamala Harris was the senator from California.
Yes, and she's like from the same area that we're from.
Yes.
East Bay. So I'm excited to put that on my bag.
She was from Berkeley. We were from San Leandro, so
it's very close.
She was a local girl. She was our Attorney General for a while as well, and now she is the
Vice President of the United States and the first woman of color to do so. So that's very meaningful for us. But those are all the things that I purchased except for the things waiting in my mailbox. And we're going to go because she went to Fillory, the local yarn store, last week. And I was like, I want to go.
She's like, you went shopping without me? I'm like, yeah, you don't live here.
So we're going today. Yeah, chatter. I started grad school again for this summer, and I have classes twice a week. I'm working on my graduate degree in counseling for college students, and so I have classes on Mondays and Wednesdays from 4 to 9:30.
Are you still online though?
Yes, and one of them is my intro to research class. So, because I'm thinking I'm going to write a thesis for my master's instead of taking the comprehensive exam, so it's really kicking my booty. This semester I have like a paper due every class. I have to annotate articles. Like it's really intense and really cutting into my knitting time. I also was having some back issues over this past month.
That's because you old girl.
Thank you for that. She's very supportive of me and my issues, but like I was like really struggling. Like I couldn't bend over, and I'm pretty active, and so it was like crushing on my spirit. So I got this new chair that.
Because that doesn't make you seem old. I got this new recliner chair.
I got this really good recliner chair. It has massage in like the back, the butt, and the ottoman. And I'm kind of obsessed with it. It's my new knitting chair. I have a photo so I can put it in there. I love it. So that was really exciting. And I put it together all by myself. Our dad was an electrician for like 25 years, so he usually fixes all of our things for us, but I obviously live really far away from the rest of the family, but I put it together all by myself, and then there were rips in the chair, not caused by me, so we had to like request a new piece, and then thank goodness our dad was coming down for my birthday, so he had to take the whole thing apart, because it was like the butt part of the chair. So
I think
like,
it's called the seat, Shaylee.
it was the butt part of the chair. So like all the stuff's on it, right? And I was like, I can't take it apart and put the whole thing right together. So he and our mom showed up in like the middle of the day. And by the time I got home from work, like there was my chair. What's up with you?
Nothing much. It's summer, so I started summer break on June 4th. I start teaching back again on August 9th. I have a very short summer. I don't know how this happens to me. I'm a high school drama teacher. It's looking like we are going back in person, so I'm a little bit like flustered about it. I haven't taught in the classroom since December of 2019 when I had my daughter. My daughter came 3 weeks early, so I was not expecting that, and I was supposed to return for maternity leave in April 2020. That obviously didn't happen. California shut down when it was like March 13th, 2020, and the rest of the school year we were virtual, and the following school year, the 2020-2021 school year, we were virtual. So I am looking at going back in the classroom for the first time in like 20 months with high school students, and I'm quite worried that I don't have it anymore, because I mean, if you've been around high schoolers, if you've got a high schooler, you know you gotta have a game when you're teaching high school. So I've been lesson planning, we're working on it. We're sticking around for the summer. My daughter's in swim lessons, we go to the library, just little stuff. We have a zoo membership.
Yes.
Taylor loves the zoo.
Yes.
We're just kind of hanging out.
And we look enough alike that if she don't go, I just pretend to be the mother.
Yeah. So
don't tell the zoo that.
We're just hanging out.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Family's in town this weekend for the 4th of July. And then we're probably just going to hang out the rest of the summer. Lottie's got a doctor's appointment. She's got
Wow, exciting.
She's got to get those vaccines.
Yes. I think I have my first physical in like 3 years next week.
Oh, do I need a physical?
I don't know. They say you only have to at our age, you only have to go in if like something bad has happened. At least that's what my doctor said. Because they're probably really busy and they still don't want that many people coming in.
Probably.
But I was having back issues, so he needs to check on my back.
She did go to the chiropractor. It's
my
not
gosh.
just her chair that saved her. Like, it's not this
It was
magic.
the chair.
She did go to the chiropractor and, like, took a break from her heavy, intense exercise routine and rearranged her desk. So do not leave our podcast thinking if you buy this chair, you will fix all things. That is not what happened.
You should get the chair because it was a great chair. My mother and my father fell asleep. Our mother and our father fell asleep in the chair. It's a great chair. In summation, if you take anything from the podcast, from my side, get the chair. Get the chair.
On that note, thanks so much for watching.
We don't know when we'll be back together, so we'll try and figure out some fancy editing thing to do another episode.
Maybe on Zoom.
We'll see if it works. But thanks for joining us.